1. Ooh, coffee. Yay. Hey. And we're going to go live, but we forgot the speaker. I'm going to plug that in real quick so that we don't get the crackling, because the crackling is terrible. Do that. And hopefully it transfers over and it sounds much better, right? Because one thing we learned, we don't have the microphone. It doesn't work. Hey, welcome to 5 a.m. Mester Scrum. It is 8:23 in the morning, and we're late because everybody left. Just me and the boy today. So we're doing 5 a.m. Mester Scrum at 8:23 on Sunday, but we are doing it every day. So we're in the area, but later. We don't do it earlier, but hey, welcome and good morning. Here at 5 a.m. Mester Scrum, we're talking about practical and tactical ideas on Scrum and Agile, with the idea of our mission is just to allow you to get home, to have fun with family and friends, but also want to add a little thing. Maybe you get the side gig. Everybody talks about the side gig, so maybe it's to get you time from your work day, or in the work day, maybe you are in your gig, and you want to apply Agile and Scrum techniques to how do you want to progress what your side job or what your real passion is about. But so we're going to bring that into this thing, but it's really about doing Agile and Scrum and bringing things from a business, helping your business, increasing your business value, get paid more when you do this work because we're producing more. We're saying, I just want to raise, but we don't actually produce more content or more quality or more value add. And then balancing life and work, right? We want to have less stress and more fun. And so it's a combination of all those things throughout the shows. And I hope you all get that versus an instructional video. Everybody talks about business and revenue and all that, but this is a different take, right? We try to give a different take from a personal side, or what you, as someone who is in the Agile business or Scrum or coding or doing waterfall or developing stuff or building businesses, working day to day, but just some way of balancing all that out. So with that, I'm Greg Mester, Agile Coach and Scrum Master. We already said we're on show number 90, right, for the podcast people. And we talked about change yesterday. It's so much. We had unplanned change. So I just want to put a shout out to Sujit, who gave my son a comment, and he was all excited. He's like, but it's not fan mail. It didn't come in the mail. I'm like, but I don't know if anybody knows how to write letters anymore. So it's fine. He's happy though. Thank you very much for liking it. So I had to make a clarification from yesterday. We talked about hours, and I was doing hours, and I did like 40 hours, subtract 2 days off, but it's really 80 hours. But the math still works from yesterday, where if someone tells you, hey, the average number of points per person per sprint is like 7 to 8. It's somewhere between 6 and 8 right in there. That's because they're using hours to estimate their pointing systems. It has nothing to do with size. It's a very rudimentary way of sizing work and comparing work. Because otherwise, you know what? I wouldn't even do that. I would just count the number of stories you complete. And even that's kind of bogus too, because people can, we'll splice them in little tiny pieces so we get a lot of them so we look bigger than anybody else. Like, I really don't care. So it's because I don't compare teams. So if one team gets 100 points done and the other one does 50 points, when you're not a novice in this game, it doesn't matter. I just compare, how are you doing? Are you getting better? Are you at the same level? And don't try to artificially think, because I can see stuff where when you look at those velocity charts and all of a sudden, they bump up and you go, did you change your system and how you're counting your points? Well, yes. Well, then I'm not counting you as have progressed your team, right? And then you have to reset. So, but anyway, so I wanted to make that clarification yesterday. I was really talking about 80 hours per sprint and not the 40 when I did the math. So 2 things to talk about today. One, a little bit about leadership, and 2, about just getting started. So this is about getting started and where do you go looking at anything. So I want to talk about leadership. And I was watching a video on LinkedIn. It was actually TikTok, because I'm going to try to figure out how to do TikTok. So I'm watching TikTok. Gary V's on there. buying lemonade from some kids, just kind of inspire entrepreneurship, which is a great. And you know what? From Gary Vee, I can see it being very um, personal and genuine, right? I could see other people going out, well, you know what? I'm going to be like Gary Vee, and I'm going to go buy lemonade from kids just so I can inspire our entrepreneurship. Well, there's a difference, right? There's a difference between inspiring entrepreneurship and just doing it to be like somebody else and being fake, right? For example, he buys lemonade. I bought a painting from a kid who was in high school over 10 years ago because it was before I got married. So it's about 11 years ago. It's on my wall. I like it. It's real. It's genuine. I gave him the money because I genuinely liked it and I really wanted to post it. I didn't get the money because I just want to, oh, I'm going to look nice and I'm going to do it. So that's the thing about Agile leadership. Agile leadership will be found out very quickly by your teams. So being non-genuine in your thing, it will quickly be, you will lose respect. One thing about Agile Scrum, it exposes issues, exposes weaknesses. You have your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities and threats, right? SWOT, right? So it will expose it. And your group will show. So if you want to be an Agile leader, you have to be the Agile leader. You actually have to do it. You can't be like, well, look, I'm Agile, so I'm going to buy, bananas and fruits and put some food out for everybody, and I'm going to give them coffee because that's, I'm making their environment nice. I'm going to buy them generic brand coffee and put it in a machine that makes it taste like whatever, right? But when I go back to my office, I'm going to get my aide to get me a $20 latte and bring it to my desk, and it'll be nice and comfy. It's just like, that's not Agile leadership. That's not leadership. That is a show that can quickly be going, they don't care, they don't listen, they just come here once in a while and do it. So that's not Agile leadership. Agile leadership is more walking around, being with the teams, participating, just listening, being observant during the regular day-to-day activities. It's not just to be there, but you want to be a part of that ship. It's funny how some teams I know, it's like, you're the only Agile coach that actually attends ceremonies. People ask me, do you actually attend ceremonies? I say, yeah, I attend all the ceremonies. I can, but I'm not in the meeting. I'm in the ceremonies, every one of them. Daily Scrum, sprint reviews, planning meetings. Now on the retro though, I don't necessarily attend all the retros. I go to the Scrum Master and say, is it okay if I can attend the retro and listen? But I make sure I'm not there, and I make sure they know I'm not reporting on anything. I'm just listening to see how the dynamics of the retro go. But that's the only meeting that I just don't show up at. But even I just don't show up. As a coach, I always email or accept a meeting notice prior to those meetings. I don't just show up unannounced. Maybe it's 5 minutes before, but at least let them know that I'm coming. But it's not really just change them. It's just, I'm just want to see how it's going. And then when we have a coaching session later on between one-on-one between myself and a Scrum Master or BA or whoever's like, or product owner, anybody on the team, I know what's going on before I have that conversation. I just don't make it up. I actually be in there, right? So that's an Agile leader where you're actually being a part of it, and then you're listening to what's going on and asking questions about how things are going. Versus pulling stuff out of a book and saying, per the book, you should do. So that's not Agile leadership. Anyway, so that's what I just want to talk about. So being an Agile leader is actually doing and not necessarily just talking the talk, but actually walking the walk. So that's very important. And that's an old process, longer than humanly known. It ain't new to Agile. It's just another adaptation to what an Agile leader is. And again, being out there in the front and trying things out, just to get some challenges out there. So that's a piece about Agile. The second one, and this is 5am Mester Scrum. Please like and subscribe. This is show number 90. We're almost there at 100. Soon I don't know what I'm gonna do about 100. Maybe I'll put an email on, we're gonna be on 100 and do it on that day and say 100th episode. I don't know what we're gonna do special. I have to really think about it. So the other one I want to just starting, and again leading to the lemonade stand and get started and doing something. What do you do? How do you get going? I look at all these videos and people say just get started. There's a lot to that. Just doing it, finding out what happens and learning, and you just got to start. The beauty And I was talking to someone the other day who was just had 2 months off, just finished their schooling and everything. They went away for 2 months. Now they go back to work, and it's so large and so daunting, right? But the beauty of Scrum, I don't know how many people say, I got this giant backlog. It's huge. It's a giant backlog. Where do I start? My thing in coaching, I just say, just start, just pick something. And sometimes I help them out. Just pick that one. Just take that one, give it a shot, but get it in there and start working. Because once you start working on it, when you first start, you have 2 weeks to figure out what you want to do next. So you just pick a couple. It's going to be what it is. It's no big deal. And then you start working on the next couple. But the very big thing is you just start a little bit at a time. And I would love to. My boy didn't take my markers. I don't know what he did with them. Next time I'll do that show where I'll talk about, we talked about product owners planning only 3 sprints out. Get that first sprint in, no matter what it is. Pick some things, fill it up with work to do, and then you figure out how all the Scrum stuff works. And by the second and third and fourth sprint, you got it all mastered out. You kind of got a rhythm. You should be good. If you fight it, it'll take you longer. If you just do it, you'll be very effective and very productive. My teams I've had little teams. We were producing more work than people that had whole organizations going. I think they got jealous and they kicked us out and get them out of here because they're doing too much work and we can't keep up with them. So, and that was just after a couple sprints. So once you get going, it'll just blossom. But just pick something. I mean, you have a big giant task. You got to start somewhere, right? It's like this office. I have to start cleaning up and doing stuff and expand an office. But it's just any kind of work. You just got to pick a little bit, nibble at it. It's like when we're talking about retros, you have a lot of things. Like if you have a lot of, you haven't done any automated tests before, just pick a couple tests and automate it. Just pick a couple and automate and just keep going to the point where you got a rhythm and you know what you're doing. Similar to like this activity where I have a podcast, right? Never really did podcast, didn't know. Take the YouTube video and it turned into a podcast. And my podcast company that I paid money for, and it's not free, but it's not too expensive. It's very inexpensive, actually, in my opinion, compared to what it was back in the 90s when I was doing this stuff. They decided arbitrarily on their own to not, because there was a bandwidth or a limit on the API to Twitter, not Twitter, to YouTube, back to YouTube. So they would create my podcast and I had it set automatically back to YouTube. And a couple of days ago, I noticed, so all the podcasts aren't showing on YouTube. Where'd they go? Send them an email. Oh, we decided that we didn't have enough bandwidth, so we're just limited to once a week. I'm like, great. And you didn't tell anybody? So I'm paying money. It's not the free service. Paying money. You should, maybe there's an email somewhere buried in there. I don't know. But if I don't do this every day, you don't see that, right? And then I sent them back and said, okay. And oh, we do it once every 7 days. Well, how do I know which episode you're going to put in the podcast or put on YouTube? I said, can you give me the ability to turn it off so that we're not both putting 2 pieces of content up there? And they're probably thinking, that'd probably be a good idea, wouldn't it? Yeah, because it would look annoying to the customers. So these are that change thing and stuff comes up. But you just got to start it, because if you don't start, you don't know what's going to happen. You're not going to know how these organizations operate. You're going to plan 6 months, 8 months to figure out what are you going to do for 5am Mester Scrum, right? What am I going to do? What's my content? I don't know. I got so much content, I don't know where to start. Just pick something, throw it out there, start it up. I mean, we're at episode number 90. I got a comment from my mom, who's still on. Thank goodness she's still around. You're still doing that 5? You're crazy. Hey, you're still doing those every day? I'm like, yeah. So you get all those comments coming in. So anyway, it's 14:09. We're at the end. But, keep trying. Put stuff out. Pick little pieces. Just give it a shot. It's not going to hurt anybody. I mean, as long as you're not building software to fly an airplane or something like that, you can test that. But, you put it out there, but then you put testers in it and you see how it works before it gets out in the general public. It's not that you write code and put it right in production right away. There's lots of levels of safety, lots of levels of practice to see how it goes, and lots of feedback loops. You just got to plan for those feedback loops and what to adjust for them. So with that, we're going to end 5am Mester Scrum. Please like and subscribe. Tell your friends about it. Share it. Hit the little bell, because the little bell will let us know, and you'll get an email when we go live and we put new stuff up. So with that, you all have a great day. It's Sunday. This was show 90. 10 more episodes, and we're at magic number 100. I don't know what happens 100, but we'll be at 100 episodes. And I've been doing it for 100 days every day. So thumbs up. Take care. Enjoy your weekend. Have some fun. I'm going to put some videos up from riding the trains yesterday with my kids. What fun thing did you do? It only took an hour to drive. I'm trying to bring that into Philly. Hint, hint. That's one of my 501(c) is we're trying to get that going. And again, I'll let you more and more know about that when I'm taking Agile, and I haven't put it out. It is out there, but I just haven't promoted it to all my buddies just yet. Take care. Enjoy your weekend. Have fun. Go have some fun out there and run around. Take care. Bye. See ya.